wanted to make a little video about getting into bass fishing, because I had some stuff shared with me when I first got into it. And you know, it's easy to overcomplicate things with all the gear and everything that is out there. But when I started, and how I started, was just fishing a rubber worm in a Texas rig, and I just wanted to go over how to set one up, the right hook, and how to fish it, because this is one of the most used lures in my fishing experience that's caught the most fish. And I'm going to start off with these offset shank worm hooks, and I like these Gamakatsus, and the size 3/0 is a good size. So if I have a knife here, and I'm just going to show you how to tie it on, and fish it. So you got your hook. Like I said, if you're, you know, if you've been bass fishing for years, this ain't your video. This is just for somebody who's just getting started and doesn't have a lot of tackle, wondering maybe what to buy. And well, anyway, here's how the hook goes. So you go through pretty far, and then you go back through, so that what you got is basically that. Real simple. And you can pull more through if you're not good at tying knots, but anyway, that's what you got. So you're basically making a loop, sticking it through the hook. Then you just tie a surgeon's knot, like so, bring it around the hook, and then pull everything up tight, like that. And that's it. Pull both ends tight, clip off the tag, and now you're ready to put your worm on. Now, in my experience, I started out with Senkos, and Senkos are great, but they don't last real long. And I found that the KVDs are a little more durable, a little more stretchy. So this is a KVD, and this one's called Sweet Tater, and I've had a lot of luck with this one. But any dark colored worm, watermelon or black, blues, are a great one to start out with. You don't need to go buy every single color that there is in the rainbow. But anyway, so what you want to do is just go through the top and go all the way to the point, just like that. And then you punch it through the side. Take it all the way up. So that it covers the hook up, just like that. Now you just want to mark on your finger where the hook ends, and that's where you want to punch through at, and you want to go straight through. And there you go. Now, the great thing about this lure is you can throw it in these pads and stuff and not get snagged up. But to make it a little more snag proof, you just pinch up, pinch the tip of that hook down, so it's like that. That's a good Texas rig right there. Now, as far as your rod and reel goes, I fished the first 2 years bass fishing with a rod that I got at Walmart. It was a little tiny thing I paid maybe 30 bucks for, and had 8-pound mono on it, which is really all you need. Now I've got a little bit better rod now. I like these Flugers. I always fish spinning stuff, but you don't need to go crazy. In fact, I'd still be fishing that rod if it hadn't dropped in the lake. So, but anyway, so what you want to do, just cast these out there and then let it drop. Now always keep, you know, your line a little bit tight, because sometimes fish will take it right when it's falling down. So the only way you're going to know is if your line's semi-tight. But you don't really have to do much with it. In fact, the only thing that I found wrong with fishing this is if you fish it too fast. I've even caught fish on this setting my rod down to tie my shoe or something, next thing I know, a fish takes off with it. So any kind of slow, you always want to vary up cadence. Sometimes, you know, drag it real slow. Other times give it a couple pops. And believe me, fish see it's there. Really windy today. But like I said, the beautiful thing about it is they don't get snagged. So throw it right in the middle of the pads where the fish are, and you can kind of just wait. Little slime dart. I said earlier these were KVD worms. They're not. They're Strike King worms. Mistake on my part, but you know what? When these little beasties bite them, when they hit a Senko, they can destroy a Senko. Even these little tiny ones can destroy a Senko. So these Strike Kings are a little bit more adorable. Not to say you won't get snagged at all, but usually you can get it free. And that's why I love this Texas rig, because if you're starting out, getting snagged every 5 minutes is a real pain in the butt. And it kind of takes away from the experience. Now, I found that you could fish this. I'm in the Northeast, in New Jersey, pretty much mid-April all the way through October. They'll bite these worms, and you can see how they fall. This isn't a Senko, so it doesn't fall as great, but you can make it dance. That hook's all right. I see the hook got a little when I got snagged, so I'll fix that. Try this gap over here. Another thing too is like what I just did. Sometimes you can land them on a pad and then just pull them into the water and they just drop in. Doesn't make a lot of commotion.